Okay. Okay. Now we have something called as REST API. Okay. So when you gone to any interviews, so what they will do is they will ask you this question like, have you implemented any web services in your project, or what do you know about APIs? So have you created any APIs in your project? So like that they will ask you this question. So as a Spring developer, you should have knowledge about APIs as well. So what is basically API and why we have to use it, and what are the uses of API? So today we'll be working on that. So API full form is application interfaces. So basically, for example, we have everybody have the mobile phones. So in mobile phones, how can it fetch the weather data? Since mobile phone don't have any sensors, right? So if it is have any sensor, so obviously no, it is able to measure the weather and it is able to give you. But all our mobile phones will not have the sensors in it. But still, no, we are able to fetch the weather details, right? So and also we have something called as makemytrip.com. So in makemytrip.com, so when you search the flight, you are able to fetch the flight results like now in India we have Indigo Airlines or Vistara Airlines or SpiceJet. It can be any airline. I'm able to browse those airlines, and also I'm able to book the flight tickets for me. But do you think the Make My Trip providing us the information? So obviously no. The Make My Trip is not providing you as the flight data. Instead of that, what they are doing is they are calling the APIs of the Indigo or Vistara Airlines APIs. They are using in their website and they are providing us the details. So it is not like the Indigo Airlines or Vistara Airlines. They are directly giving the database access from the for the Make My Trip people to use it. Okay, so Make My Trip people they just uses the APIs, and now they're able to call the APIs of that particular airline company. Okay, they're just displaying us. Okay, this Make My Trip people they don't have any authority over manipulation of data over the flight information. And one more example is so everybody uses Gmail or Facebook authentication in your web applications, right? So when you use any Gmail or Facebook, it is able to we are able to access the like sign in functionality or register functionality by using those APIs, right? So now, what exactly the Facebook or Google, Google or even the Gmail, these people, what they will do is they won't give you the database access for us, right? So what they will do is they will give that sorry. So they will give what we are doing is we are just calling the APIs, and we are able to get the information from them. So we are not actually they are categorizing us to manipulate the database from their database. No, we are not doing. We are just authenticate the users from their database, right? So how we are doing? They are providing us the APIs, right? So this is about APIs. So if you want to give one more example, we have Zomato or Swiggy. Okay. So now if you have your own API, okay. So see, a lot of offline shops, they don't have the APIs with them. So what they will do is they personally, they will take the information from them, and they're able to use their information in the Zomato or Swiggy. But if you are already using web services in your restaurant, so what you can do is, instead of you can giving them the information, you can just give them API. Okay, so just give them API, tell them to use it. Okay, so that they are able to use your APIs, right? So okay, so this is about API. So now when it comes to REST APIs, like why we have to use the REST APIs in our project? What is the use of the REST APIs? So now we have one server, okay? So all the data, I'm storing here. Okay, so all my server is there in the database. So now I'm already using my web application here. Okay, so this is for my web application. Okay, so now when you keep like data in the server, so now no, you don't have other platforms uh, like we don't have any platforms like mobile or iOS. Since you are using web application, that's fine. That completely fine. You can directly communicate with the server and you can fetch the information from them. But if you have a plans to launch for the other platforms as well, it can be Android or iOS. Okay, so like multiple platforms. This is web and this is Android. Okay, so similarly we have iOS here. Okay, so now if you have plans to launch your iOS or Android, so there should be to communicate with the server. Okay, so there should be common language, right? So now you can use any language, but there should be particular language to call for the server. So for that, either I can go with JSON format. Okay, JSON format is JavaScript object notation, right? So I can use JSON or I can go for XML format. Okay, so but if you use XML format, the structuring of data won't be happen. Okay, so whatever there in the XML, you just need to call and you need to use it, but structuring of data will not happen in case of XML, right? So but if you use a JSON, so obviously JSON will have key value pairs, so you are able to structure it, right? So that is the use of main use of the JSON. So if you use in your project, okay. So now what I will do is, from the server JSON, we have the APIs. All my web application here and Android application and iOS application is connected with the APIs. Okay, is connected with the APIs. Okay, so all my iOS, Android web application is connected with the APIs. and API calls. APIs are connected to the server. So whenever if you want to fetch the data, okay, so APIs will get the data for you, okay, so that you can make HTTP calls for the like from the Android or iOS or from the web, right? So that you can use the data from the server. So basically, all your web and Android and iOS is speaking the same language now. Okay. So if you design only for web application, okay, if you are not using JSON or XML, okay, so it's going to be very difficult for Android and iOS to use the like that language. So instead of that, we use this APIs, REST APIs, so that Android and iOS and web can speak the same language, so that it can make the HTTP calls with the help of APIs, and they're able to fetch the data from the server, right? So that is what the use of the APIs. Okay. Now in companies they use something called a SOAP as well. Okay. So what is the major advantages of, sorry, what is the difference between SOAP and REST APIs here? APIs are, so this SOAP, it uses only XML format. Okay. So as I told you, so if you use the XML format, the data structuring will not be happen. Okay. So but in case of REST APIs, we use JSON format, so that there will be more flexibility, and also so data structuring can be happen in case of REST APIs. Okay. So that is the main advantages. Like because of that, so a lot of people what they will do is they go for REST instead of SOAP. Okay. So this is about API and REST API. In REST API we use HTTP methods. We use HTTP methods such as get, okay, get, post, put, delete. Okay. So like that we will use the HTTP method. So get is used to, so basically read the data. Okay. Post is used to create or insert the data. Okay. Similarly, we have put. Put is used to update the data. Okay. Similarly, we have delete here. Delete is used to delete the data. Okay. This is the HTTP methods we have. Okay. So all these HTTP methods, so we will be using in our like APIs. Okay. So now what we will do is we are going to implement that APIs in our project, REST APIs in our project. Okay. So in our project, we will implement the REST APIs. So what I will do is I will create one separate class for it. So class name I will give as, right click, new class. Okay. So class name I will give API client. Okay. So in case of Spring, okay, so you don't need to bother much about while creating the APIs. Okay. creating the APIs are very easy. Okay, in case of the Spring, you don't need to write the much code as well. So you have to use something called as Rust controller. Okay, so if you use the annotation Rust controller, okay, by default, the data will come out as a JSON format only. Okay, that is the beauty if you use the Spring Boot. Okay, so for that I am implementing the Rust controller. So let me import it. Okay, so I have implemented Rust controller here. @request mapping. I will give Rust API here. Okay, okay. So now I have the Rust controller here. Okay, request mapping. Rust API is my URL. So here, what I will do is I will call my service methods, all the services. So in the services, I've already implemented the things like save, okay, then read, update, and delete functionalities are there. I just need to call in my API client. Okay, so for that, I will do AutoWide. Now product service. Okay, so now what I will do is I have to write the methods. So see why I have done this AutoWide, as to achieve the dependency injection, have given the AutoWide. So while teaching the Spring Boot, I explained about AutoWide, right? So first one is I will write for the read method. Okay, I want to read the data. So for that, I have to call this service, right? So data is coming in the form of list, right? So from API client also, I will create a method. Okay, so this one I will call list method only. Okay, so for that, public list product view page. Okay, just import it, the list. So list you have to get it from the util package, right? So just get that. Okay, just give return service dot list all. Okay, so now I have given this method. So as I told you, we have this HTTP methods, right? See here, we have the HTTP methods. To fetch the data from server, what we have to use? We have to use the get, right? So for that, what I will do is here, I will give something called as get mapping. Annotation, get mapping. Okay. So I will give @get mapping. get mapping underscore get data. Sorry, this is capital G. Okay, import it. That's all. If you use like any other method or any other project, like not even Spring Boot will provide this functionality of REST controller. Okay, so what you are doing is you are just fetching the data. Okay, you don't need to write additional code. Okay, simply you specify no list product view page. You can just call service.list all. That's all. Okay, with this help of this method, okay, the response you can get it as a JSON by default. Okay, so that is the beauty of the REST controller. Okay, by default the data will come out as JSON only. Okay, so now let me open my Postman. So it is launching. Okay, so now what I will do is, see here, when you click this you will get a lot of methods. Since I'm performing the read option operation, right, so I want to fetch the data from the server. So for that, here I've given the get mapping, right? So similarly, so here you need to choose get option. Okay, choose this get. So URL will be something like http double slash localhost colon 8080 8080. Okay, so here I'm using REST API, right, request mapping. So for that, REST API slash, so get data, right? So get data, okay. So this is my URL. Okay, so the server is running or not? Okay, let me stop and let me run. Okay, the server is running. Okay, so I have just called REST API and get data here. Now what I will do is I need to click send. Okay, okay, see here, as soon as I send the request, see here the request okay me 200. Okay, which mean, so there is no problem in executing your query. See here, by default the data is coming as a REST, I mean JSON format. See, key is there, value pair is there. Okay, key value. Okay, see, by default it is coming. So that is the beauty of REST controller. Just need to call the particular method with the help of get mapping like this. So by default you can get it as a JSON format. Okay, so here if I give raw, I'm able to see all my data. Okay, id1, id2, like that. Okay, see, it is in the format of JSON. Okay, so we have successfully implemented the read functionality in my project. Okay, Similarly, I will write one more method, okay, to store the data, okay, by using post mapping. So here is post mapping. Okay, save data. Public void save data. Okay. Now, so why I'm using post? Because I'm doing the insert, right? So if you want to do the insert, so obviously, see here, we have to use the post method here. Okay, so post to insert. Okay, so that's why I'm using post mapping. Okay, so now what I will do is, so initially, instead of sending the data, what I will do is I will use this getter and setter methods, okay, to set the data and check whether it is really inserting or not. Okay, so PHP myadmin. PHP myadmin localhost. Okay, anyway, so what I will do is here save data is the right. So what I will do is I will use product p. Okay, so I will give p dot set. Oh, okay, ID I didn't to pass. Product name I will pass the product name. So what product can I pass? I will pass something called as Sansui. Okay, so p dot set brand. Okay, so here, okay, Sansui TV, like that I will give. Brand is Sansui. P dot set price. Okay, 35,000. Okay, so I need to pass it as a string actually. Okay, so now I have to call to save, right? So I have to call this save, right? So service dot save, like that. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just let me set the data like this and checking whether it is really inserting or not. So for that, let me stop, let me run. Okay, see, I'm just setting, guys, I'm setting the data. Okay, so as soon as I like start the server, I think it has to set the data. Okay, let me check here. When I send the data, okay, uh, product name iPhone OnePlus 6. Oh yeah, sorry. So here send, we need to post it, right? So post. So what I will do is REST APIs slash, what is the URL I need to call? I need to call the save data, then only it will save, right? So save data, right? Save data, save data. So here use this post. Okay, click on send. Okay, it is telling 200. Okay, let me check REST API get data. So when I click send, see here ID 8, product name, like Sans TV, brand Sansui, price is 35,000. Okay, so this is working. Now what I will do is, instead of set, so every time you are actually setting it, right? So we don't need to do that. So what I will do is I will just remove this for now. Okay, so now what I will do is, so instead of setting the data, okay, so instead of setting the data, the postman, okay, in the postman, so here what I will do is, from here I will send the data. Okay, from the postman I will send the data. So let me open new tab. So here just pass save data, right? Save data. Okay, guys, see here, don't get confused here. See, if you want to send the data, right, you have something called as params, categorization, headers, body, you have so many things. Don't confuse. See, what happened is, when I started my career, I was just started, right? That time I was learning that this one, this REST APIs. So here I used to send the data like ID, okay, so name, like that. I used to send the data in the params. Okay, so if you send the data from the params, it won't happen. Okay, so if you want to send the data, so which exactly option you have to use? You have to use something called as body. Okay, click on the body. Okay, click on the body, not the params. Okay, if you send it through the params, so it won't insert, data won't get insert. Okay, so click on body. So here click on form data. See, the form data and params, it just look like similar. So what will it do is, will many of the times, instead of clicking this body and form data, the people will send the data from here. They will feel like, oh, there is something wrong with my this one APIs. It is not like that. Okay, so there is nothing wrong with your APIs. So you didn't choose the right option. Okay, you need to click on body. Okay, here click on form data. Here you need to enter. Okay, so here I will pass p name, p name. Next I have one more key, that is p brand, product brand. Next I have price. Okay, so I have the keys and value I need to pass here. Okay, so next is product name. I will give headphones. Product brand is Philips. Okay, price I will give some 3000. Okay, from the body I'm sending. Here click on post. Okay, click on post, click on send data. Okay, you just need to click on send data. Okay, so request is coming 200. Okay, so there is no error. So when I click this get, okay, and I click send option, wait, why it is not inserted? REST API save data. Okay, and I click get, click save. It is inserting, right? Oh, twice it is inserted. Oh, sorry. I no, after done changes, I haven't rerun my this one. Okay, stop and rerun it. Okay, so I've changed it, right? So after that I haven't restarted my server. So old in war file. So this the previous data was there. That's why it inserted twice. Okay, thrice I think it is inserted the same data. Okay, now I have restarted the server. So now what I will do is I will click this send option. Okay, it is telling 200. Okay, so here let me send. Okay, see here, ID 11, product name is headphones, P brand is Philips, price. See, whatever I'm sending through the body. Okay, product name, brand, price. So I'm able to now insert, right? So next method is update method. So to update the data, so let me click here. So which annotation can I use here? So of course the put annotation to update the data. Annotation put mapping. Okay, public void edit data. Okay, so put mapping. Okay, so what I will do is like yesterday we have done this product controller, right? So in product controller, if you observe, if you want to update the data, we used to pass like this, right? So yesterday I explained why I passed like this, right? So I'm just copying that, because from the URL you need to fetch that things, IDs and all. Okay, okay, next. So I will use this path variable. Okay, okay, path variable ID long. Okay, now if you want to update the data, just call service dot get ID. Okay, service dot get ID. So if you observe no, service, this is to send the data, right? I mean update the data, right? So for that, so that Next, call service dot save. Okay. Okay, so for that, let me copy this, put comma, control paste. Okay, so this is to update the data. Okay, so this API. So I will open the Postman. Okay, so what I will do is I want to change Mi phone to Redmi phone. Okay, I want to update. Oh wait, I just need to stop and rerun. Okay, so now the server started. Now I will click on new tab. I will copy till here. Okay, so which URL I have to use? Yeah, slash edit, like this I have to use. Okay, slash edit slash 1. Okay, click on body, click on form data. Here go for ID. ID is 1. Next is P brand. What I have to change? Okay, product name I will change to Redmi. Oh, okay. So what can I change? Product name is Mi phone. So yeah, Redmi phone, like that I will update. P name Redmi phone. Next, P brand. Mi phone. Click on put ID P name brand. Okay. So what I will do is, yeah, I think right. P brand P name ID. Click on send. Okay, so there is an error. 500 server. Okay, probably I need to put a slash here. So Rust API edit. Yeah, slash is there? Not there. Okay, let me check. Okay, so I'm getting one error. So let me check what is that. I think there is something wrong here. REST API with the URL, I guess. Edit, edit, edit. 1. ID, P name, P brand. Oh, yeah, I have changed to put, right? So this is put. REST API edit 1. 1. Something like this. Okay, so what I will do is I will just copy this and paste. Okay, maybe I'm getting any error in the console. Let me check. Okay, so I'm getting some error. Let me see what is that. Okay, price cannot be null. Okay, so okay. See, ID I'm passing, right? Price I'm passing, brand I'm passing. Where I'm passing the price. So yeah, price, just pass the price. Price. Okay. So now click on send. Yes, now I'm getting 200. Okay. So the first product name has to change. Click on send. See here, Redmi phone. I have changed to Redmi phone. See MI phone, MI phone, and price is 6,000. Okay. So the good thing is, even if you do the APIs, so it is if you get this kind of a messages, right? See here how neatly it is giving you the message. Column price cannot null, so that I'm able to understand what is going wrong. But Postman, it won't give you any particular error. It simply give you 500, which means, so there is some error, right? So like that it will give you the error. Okay, so the good thing is I'm getting the error in the my console, so that I can rectify the errors. That's great. Okay, so last is we delete mapping to delete the data. So at the rate delete, so we have to use delete mapping. Mapping public void delete. Okay, so this is delete mapping. So same thing here, whatever we done, copy paste here. So instead of, oh sorry, not here, I think here. Okay, just pass delete. So here path variable, okay. So service dot delete. Okay, that's all. So this is to delete. Let me stop and run. Okay, I will click here. So I will choose delete. So delete, DELET, yeah, delete. So id 1, not 1. Which id can I delete? Okay, so I will delete 11. Click on 11, send. Okay, it's still in 200. Okay, no problem. So if we are send data, see 11 got deleted. Hey, which one I deleted? Okay, let me see.
The first one got deleted because in delete we mentioned that we want to delete ID 1.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Sorry, I have to give 11 here, right? Sorry, yeah. So here, okay, we need to click on body, click on form data, ID, and value is click send. Okay, 200. Okay. So now I want to delete. Okay, I want to delete 11 and pass 11 here. Click this 11. Okay, I think you don't need to send this one as well. I think it will work, I guess. 11 here only. Here, for example, 1 minute. Yeah, 10 if I want to delete. I think I can directly send 10 here. Click, yeah, and send. Yeah, 10 got deleted. Yeah, I can send here only with the URL only. 9. Click 9 will get deleted. Yeah, 9 got deleted. Okay. Okay, so yeah. Okay. So yes, implementing APIs are pretty easy. So if you use this REST controllers, so easily we're able to do. So now what we done is, obviously we are using client. So which means, so it's it become kind of a universal language. So we are dealing with the JSON, right? So the same thing. So if I want to use this APIs in your project, so web application, so what we have to do, we have to use Angular or JavaScript calls you can make, and you can use this APIs. When it comes to Android, so either you can go for retrofit calls, right? So you can use that calls. Okay, you can directly make calls of this calls and use this all the APIs. Okay, but if you take other projects, so it is going to be writing AP is only very difficult. So you need to do a lot of things. But here, if you use REST controller, so very fastly you can develop the APIs with the help of REST controller. Okay. So yeah. So this is about REST APIs. So and also we have seen the HTTP methods as well. Okay. So what we will do is, yeah, I think we will work on Spring Security. So probably, yeah, it is a big concept. It will take hours of time. So what I will do is, tomorrow for the same project, so we're going to implement the Spring Security. Okay. So what we will do is, we'll add the Spring Security dependencies in our project, and I will also teach you how to define the roles. So if you define the user roles, or if you want to define the admin roles, so you have to go to the particular pages. So what we have to do, right? So okay, so we'll do that. Okay. So yeah, so that's all I have for you today, and tomorrow we'll be working on Spring Security. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So see you guys tomorrow. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.